begin our readings in the book of Joshua. Joshua has taken over from Moses. Moses has died. Joshua is now leading. Joshua is one of only two people that had been into the promised land to see it. Then were allowed to go back into it. So Joshua is taking on a huge responsibility to set up the 12 tribes to defeat um, uh, those countries that are in there, and we're going to see a lot of battles, a lot of fighting, a lot of interesting stuff happening under Joshua's leadership. So let's go ahead and get going, and then we'll look at a couple of things along the way. After the death of the Lord's servant Moses, the Lord spoke to Moses' helper Joshua, son of Nun. He said, "My servant Moses is dead. Get ready now, you and all the people of Israel, and across the Jordan River into the land that I am giving them. As I told Moses, I have given you and all my people the entire land that you will be marching over. Your borders will reach from the desert in the south to the Lebanon mountains in the north, from the great Euphrates River in the east, through the Hittite country to the Mediterranean Sea in the west. Joshua, no one will be able to defeat you as long as you live. I will be with you as I was with Moses. I will always be with you. I will never abandon you. Be determined and confident, for you will be the leader of these people as they occupy this land which I promised their ancestors. Just be determined, be confident, and make sure that you obey the whole law that my servant Moses gave you. Do not neglect any part of it, and you will succeed wherever you go. Be sure that the book of the law is always read in your worship. Study it day and night, and make sure that you obey everything written in it. Then you will be prosperous and successful. Remember that I have commanded you to be determined and confident. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for I, the Lord your God, am with you wherever you go." Then Joshua ordered the leaders to go through the camp and say to the people, "Get some food ready, because in 3 days you are going to cross the Jordan River to occupy the land that the Lord your God is giving you." Joshua said to the tribes of Reuben and Gad and to the half-tribe of Manasseh, "Remember how the Lord's servant Moses told you that the Lord your God would give you this land on the east side of the Jordan as your home. Your wives, your children, and your livestock will stay here, but your soldiers, armed for battle, will cross over ahead of the other Israelites in order to help them until they have occupied the land west of the Jordan that the Lord your God has given them. When he has given safety to all the tribes of Israel, then you may come back and settle here in your own land east of the Jordan, which Moses, the Lord's servant, gave to you." They answered Joshua, "We will do everything you have told us, and we will go anywhere you send us. We will obey you, just as we also obeyed Moses. And may the Lord your God be with you as he was with Moses. Whoever questions your authority or disobeys any of your orders will be put to death. Be determined and confident." Now I want to show you a map of where we're at. So here's Jericho right here, and they're camping out around here. Here's all of the tribes, the countries that they will be fighting: Jebusites, Perizzites, Hivites, Girgashites, Phoenicia, Philistines. Down here, the Amalekites, Amorites, all of these people. So they are going to, here's the Dead Sea, they're going to cross the Jordan River, and they're going to spy out the land of Jericho before they go into battle. What's interesting, I'm going to show you one more, is that in that time, countries, tribes felt that they were empowered due to the gods, some kind of gods, and so they would worship them, and that would give them their strength. What we see God doing through Joshua as he goes in is that there is no other God. besides the one God. And that's part of what is taking place with these nations and these battles that are going on. In chapter 2, then Joshua sent 2 spies from the camp at Asaiah with orders to go and secretly explore the land of Canaan, especially the city of Jericho. When they came to the city, they went to spend the night in the house of a prostitute named Rahab. The king of Jericho heard that some Israelites had come in that night to spy out the country. So he sent word to Rahab, the men in your house have come to spy out the whole country. Bring them out. Some men did come to my house, she answered, but I do not know where they came from. They left at sundown before the city gate was closed. I didn't find out that they were where they were going, but if you start after them quickly, you can catch them. Now Rahab had taken the 2 spies on the roof, taken the 2 spies up on the roof and hidden them under some stacks of flax that she had put there. The king's men left the city, then the gate was shut, and they went looking for the Israelite spies as far as the place where the road crosses the Jordan. Before the spies settled down for the night, Rahab went up on the roof and said to them, I know that the Lord has given you this land. Everyone in the country is terrified of you. We have heard how the Lord dried up the Red Sea in front of you when you were leaving Egypt. We also have heard how you killed Sihon and Og, the 2 Amorite kings east of the Jordan. We were afraid as soon as we heard about it. We have all lost our courage because of you. The Lord your God is God in heaven above and on earth. Now swear by him that you will treat my family as kindly as I have treated you, and give me some sign that I can trust you. Promise me that you will save my father and mother, my brothers and sisters, and all their families. Don't let us be killed. The men said to her, May God take our lives if we don't do as we say. If you do not tell anyone what we have been doing, we promise you that the Lord gives us the land. We will treat you well. Rahab lived in a house built into the city wall. So she let the men down from the window by a rope. Go into the hill country, she said, or the king's men will find you. Hide there for 3 days until they come back. After that, you can go on your way. The men said to her, We will keep the promise that you have made with us, to make us give. This is what you must do. When we invade your land, tie this red cord to the window you let us down from. Get your father and mother, your brothers, and all your family together in your house. If anyone goes out of the house, his death will be on his own fault, and we will not be responsible. But if anyone in the house with you is harmed, then we will be responsible. However, if you tell anyone what we've been doing, then we will not have to keep our promise, which you have made us give you. She agreed and sent them away. When they had gone, she tied the red cord to the window. The spies went into the hills and hid. The king's men looked for them all over the countryside for the 3 days, but they did not find them. So they returned to Jericho. Then the 2 spies came down from the hills, crossed the river, and went back to Joshua. They told him everything that had happened and then said, We are sure that the Lord has given us the whole country. All the people were terrified of us. And so there's what we see how this passage starts. But the one thing that I wanted you to notice, and hopefully you did, is that why did Rahab know that they were the most powerful? Because word had spread of what God had done 40 years before, when the Israelites were in Egypt and when they escaped, and their path that they had taken to get to that point. Word spreads when God is working. And so our role is to be where God is working and to trust him in everything that he does. Have a great day.